fundamental question. State can't provide decent roads so that people don't have to be stuck in traffic for 4 or 5 hours on a normal work day. And then the same state, and I'm not saying, one political party is responsible or another political party is responsible, cutting across the political spectrum, the state comes together, political parties come together to shut down that same state. I mean, again, who suffers? It is the Aam Aadmi who suffers. It's the ordinary citizen, the ordinary residents of Bengaluru who suffer. I mean, this is double standards at best.
Zaka, well, I agree with you that there is a huge problem, and particularly daily wages are the worst hit when there is, this kind of a bund situation, not a bund situation once in a blue moon, but repeatedly. I agree that, it's the daily wages who are hit. It's people who have to eke out their income on a daily basis and who have to earn their living for the day. They are the worst hit, and I agree with you. But you must also remember that the Kaveri dispute is a highly emotive issue as far as Karnataka is concerned. And not just today or yesterday. This has been a emotive issue. You must remember that in 1991, there were large-scale riots owing to the Kaveri dispute and so on and so forth. But, I am very happy that, largely law and order has been maintained. And of course, this is a problem which we'll have to encounter. But I hope that in days to come, the intensity of these kind of protests will come down. And thanks to the fact that, what has happened in 1991 has not recurred. Mm-hmm. And we hope that it doesn't happen again. And we hope that in times to come, the people are able to accept orders of either the CWMA or the Supreme Court with the equanimity that it deserves to be.
On that one point, I agree with you. There was a time, you're right, in the 1990s when, a bund would have seen a lot of violence. Touch wood, and this is, I think, maturing of the polity, maturing of the electorate, and of course, far less propensity for violence now. So one good thing was we didn't see any bus burning and any public transport being affected, being hurled with stones and so on and that kind of thing. Especially, public transport of neighboring states that come in, they used to be the first ones that get targeted. None of that has happened. But Madhu N. Rao, I want to speak today on behalf of ordinary Bengalurians who are asking again a very simple question. If we can flash those two visuals, I think it's a very contrasting picture. People were stuck on the outer ring road in places like Bellandur, Marthahalli for 4-5 hours just to traverse, a kilometer or a few kilometers. Again, they're not asking for the heavens. They're not asking for some, magic. All they're asking for is basic road. And this part of town is infamous. Last year it got flooded out. This year it's got trafficked out. And then today you have political parties coming together to shut down a state. Again, who suffers the most? The Aam Aadmi suffers the most. 4,000 crores is what the state has lost. So when it's politically convenient, all of you all close ranks. But the job that you're elected to do, that you cannot do, as was evidenced in the massive traffic jam that we saw a couple of days ago.
Zaka, good evening. I think I heard Brijesh, my senior friend, and also my brother, Tejasvi Surya. The point of view is this. Now, let us understand, you're talking about the 4-hour, 5-hour traffic jam. I truly agree with it. I know that I've been in Bangalore since my birth. The whole corridor itself is a tech corridor. I can understand the amount of traffic jam and the vehicle propensity, what happens there. Now, having said so, let us agree, there is an official statement, perhaps it is given with the police commissioner, who say that, since there is a 5-day long leave, the people are going, so therefore it has been such a rush. I do not know. I think the police commissioner needs to add to this and also clarify about this. But having said so, yes, there has been apathy with regard to roads, right from the time immemorial when the Congress party is there. I'm sorry to say this. I do not want to make it politicize it. Rather, I want to be I want to talk it as a citizen. But think over this. Now you're telling about the Bandh. Zaka, I want to ask you one thing. It's not about, as my senior friend told Mr. Brajesh Kalapa, it's an emotive issue. It is a life and death issue. We don't have water. And the government is in deep slumber. For what reason we are not able to know. Perhaps this Bandh would have not been called if the government would have to act properly in a sane manner, before they left the water. What was the necessity for them to be quiet?
Madhu,
That is what we are asking for.
once again, the Kaveri Water Management Authority is a Supreme Court appointed quasi-judicial body. It was by order of the CWMA that the state government
Zaka,
released the water.
I agree,
Now,
Zaka.
what do you want them to do? Disobey
Zaka,
the
I
Supreme
agree,
Court?
Zaka. Zaka, just give me 1 minute, Zaka. Look at the crucial thing which the government does not add. I think I would be happy if I am corrected by Mr. Brijesh Kalapa, since he has handled the issue more in the court. I mean, why can't the government go before the Supreme Court the 10th or 11th of August and say, my lords, kindly, this is a distress year. All the 6 years we have left more than 30 to 40% of more excess water we have left. We don't have water for drinking. And of all the Tamil Nadu is asking for about, for the Kuruvai crop, we don't have water. What was the necessity for the government not to put this on record? That is what we are telling. Perhaps, had it been told, this Bandh would have not called.
Okay, so let me go across to ordinary Bangaloreans before I go to Sumant and to Tara Krishnaswamy in just 1 second. I've got a couple of callers. Raghu is calling us from Bangalore. Yes, good evening, Raghu. Go ahead.
Good evening. Hi.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah.
Okay, my point of view is, with the question of why Aam Aadmi has to suffer, it's more to do with Aam Aadmi is the one who is going to utilize the Kaveri water over here. Throughout the Bangalore, Kaveri water supplies water to the entire Bangalore city, at least to 80% of the city. So we will have to, this small suffering is for a larger cause, and that should be not taken in a wrong way.
All right,
So
thank you for your call.
Be,
Sridhar is also calling us from Bengaluru. Yes, Sridhar.
Yeah, Zaka. See, I'm one of the victims who was stuck in the traffic jam, and I'm living in Bangalore for almost 30 years, and I'm one of the IT professionals. See, the traffic jam happened. There's nothing to do with the Kaveri issue or the road. It's a long weekend. A lot of IT companies have declared holiday on Thursday. People put leave on Friday. That's the reason Wednesday it was a joke, and it happens. I don't think this is a regular scene, Zaka.
Okay, Sridhar, thank you for that. Babu Narayan is calling us again from Bengaluru. Babu Narayan.
Good evening, Saka.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir. I can hear you.
Yeah, actually, this is completely unprecedented because last 2 days in this week we had this Bangalore Bandh. Yeah, and this is not at all acceptable for a city like Bangalore, to go and strike for two days in a week.
Yeah.
So something has to be done for this, whether it's Kaveri or anything else.
All right, Babu Narayan, thank you for your call. Mr. Shrikant is also calling us from Bengaluru. Yeah, Shrikant.
Yeah, hello, Zaka.
Yeah. Go ahead. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, yeah. This Bandh has paralyzed the city for 2 days, and this is not done. And whatever government comes, the successive governments, they have not taken any action to ease the traffic first, and garbage what we are generating here.
Yeah.
Totally the civic communities are not at all looked after by any of the government who have been ruling this state for almost 2 decades.
All right, Shrikant, thank you for your call. Let me now go to Sumant and